Big LEZ'S League, an all rugby league experience.
All right, punters, let's move straight into the preview of round one. The first game, we've got the Knights and the Raiders.
Just a second, Les. Mate, in our other little preview show on Proper Punters, you had to wear the I'm an Owen cap because you couldn't tip a winner. You finally tipped one, so well done. 1 from 2 last week.
Yeah.
I think this year, the three of us need to be kept accountable. So I think we need to put all of our tips in each week.
Yep.
In each game, we'll be tipping at the line. So we'll keep a tally of this. Whoever runs last at the end of the season gets in a set of budgie smugglers and walks down Oxford Street.
I'd actually enjoy that.
Yeah, actually, we might have to do
Well,
it.
I mean, you've got the better rig, mate, so I bet you wouldn't fucking enjoy it too.
He's going to be on Ozembeck for a while after his big head last week.
Fucking hell,
A few beers downstairs, that'll be me.
I mean, listen, if you give me 6 months to get a better rig, I'll tell you what, I won't mind it too.
Can I just tell you, I've seen your tipping last season. If I was you, I'd be training every week because you'll be wearing a pair of Roosters, Budgie Smuggler. We'll put this out there, the Budgie Smuggler. They can maybe supply the pair. Whoever loses, down Oxford Street, Budgie Smugglers. We all in?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Congrats, Les. Start preparing.
Nice.
All right, well, hopefully I get a better rig in 6 months. Let's talk about the first game, the Knights and the Raiders. The Knights are the favourites in this one, and they have got the -6.5 line. At the venue, though, at the Knights' home ground, the Knights are 55% as a winning percentage. The Raiders are 26%. Who are we going for in this one, boys? I've got the Knights. I think they get it done.
Faye, I'm horrified because you're already landing with me, so this isn't good. No, I thought this was probably... I don't think every game's a betting game, but this was one that I think you can probably add the $1.40 into a multi, or if you want to take the shorts, you could probably do it. I think they'll cover the 6.5. They look pretty good in the trials. I think they've got a better team. I think the Raiders are really going to miss Jack Whiten. And the Raiders always away from home are usually a massive concern as it is. I think the Knights are a bet for me.
Yeah, I agree. First game back at their stadium. They finished last year probably on a high, so I think they'll have a big turnout there. And I think Knights are a good bet this week.
Yeah, I think mate, they could definitely be a team pushing for the 8 as well.
Raiders are obviously without a few guys as well, and they've got Rapner at fullback, even though it's his last year, obviously before retirement as well. So there are a few concerns. They're obviously debuting Ethan Strange at 5'8" as well.
What can you tell us about Ethan Strange?
Really good footballer. He can play really good at centre. A lot of punters actually rate him better at 5'8". He played centre in the Origin game, the under-19s Origin game, and killed it. But I'm keen to see him at 5'8". He's actually more right side dominant, which is more suited to a halfback. So I'm keen to see him on the left-hand side and see how he goes there. It is going to be an interesting watch, though, the Raiders this week, and just how they play their football. If Strange roams, if he stays on that right, and maybe Fogarty moves over to the left, they've got a lot to work out for me. I think that the Knights are probably a shoo-in to win this game, to be honest. Let's move on to the next one, the Warriors and the Sharks. The Warriors are playing at home. They're the favourites. In New Zealand, the Warriors are 57%, and at New Zealand, the Sharks are 47% win percentage. Who are we going for here?
Yeah, you'd think that would be a little bit more skewed to the Warriors because they are renowned for being such a really good home side, aren't they? I'm keen to be... I'm happy to have the Warriors straight out.
Yep.
Covering the line, maybe not as confident. I'm happy. I think the Warriors probably a bet, and I'm happy to multi the two of them up for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the Warriors. I think they've created a bit of a fortress over there. I think their trial form was great.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to get the job done.
Yeah, look, I mean, I can agree with that as well. I think the Warriors at home are just an absolute force. They have got their fullback out, though. Chance is out for this game.
Yeah.
Tane Tuiapike's in. And their forward pack off the bench is quite small. They've got Lussick and Dylan Walker off the bench. They've also got Jazz Tavaga.
Can we get a comment on Lussick?
Nice kid. Wish him all the best.
Related to a fuckwit.
Yeah, big fan of the show. So
we'd better hope
Freddie.
so after
all
that
the best
comment,
this week, mate.
How's he finding? So he was obviously at the Roosters for a little while.
Yeah.
How's he finding it over there?
Mate, he loves it. Like, absolutely loves it. It was probably the best thing for him to sort of get out of Sydney. You know, he just had a kid, lives over there with his missus. Sort of had to grow up a little bit. And mate, they love him over there. He loves it. He loves the boys, and he gets a good reception from the supporters over there. You know, a little skinny blonde kid from Colorado, mate, over there ripping it at Mount Smart in Auckland. So no, he's going good, and I think they're a really, really good chance this week.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's not training at the same gym as you. I'll tell you that for free, mate. Fucking hell. No, I've got the Warriors as well to win this game, though. I think that at home they do get it done, even though the Sharks pretty much have their full side. I'm more confident in the Wars. Now, this is probably going to be the bet of the week from us. Storm, Panthers. Panthers without Kenny for at least a few weeks. We haven't got confirmation on how long the suspension is, but he is out of this game. Melbourne are 75% at their home ground at Amy Park. The Panthers are 12% at this round. And the Panthers are still the favourite somehow as well. So I think if you're not going to go against the favourite, this is the week to do it. What are your thoughts, guys?
I'm disagreeing. There's definitely whispers that Munster's not playing, unless it's a bit of a G up for old bellyache. They are quite good at playing these games. Look, he's been named in the side, but I think the market's saying he's potentially not playing. Look, a lot of people think obviously going to World Club Challenge isn't great. They do get Joey Luai back. Jerome Luai back. You know what? I like Penrith. I think there's massive. I sound like one of those mug punters, but Jew factor. I think the curse of Billy. I think it could end. Their forwards. They're missing Big Nelson. I've got big question marks. I have a feeling the Panthers can go down there and upset. Well, not upset them. They're our favourite, but upset the bellyache round one.
I mean, you can't have the Panthers will be favourites whoever they play these days, won't they? But bellyache, he hasn't lost a round one game since he's been down there. Melbourne are renowned for their tough preseason. I'm going with the Storm.
Yeah, I'm taking the Storm as well.
I think history's going to repeat itself 22 years in a row.
Do you reckon? Wow. Yeah, I've just got a feeling. I think Penrith are going to desperately want to win this after getting beat the way they did. I think Jerome coming back into the side's huge for him. Yeah,
I just think this week, though, their forward rotation is a bit of a mess. They've got all front rowers and Tyrone Peachey, who's probably going to come in and play a bit of hooker with Kenny out as well, not being able to play 80 minutes. I think they've got a lot to figure out over the first few weeks, and depending on how long this Kenny suspension is, I think they could have a bit of a slow start to the season, Penrith. So I'm taking Melbourne. I think that, as you said, I think he keeps this win rate going for the start of the season. Eels and Bulldogs. Eels obviously the favourites in this one. The wins at this venue, the Eels have a 63% win rate at home. The Bulldogs have a 33% win rate at the Eels home. So what are we going for?
I think I'm leaning with the Eels. I just think I'm sticking with the favourites again here. Whether they cover line, it's going to be interesting. Drew Hutchison over there now starts at halfback. I know you're a fan of him getting him going straight. I don't think Eels going to have too much strike. I think there's still massive question marks of where this Bulldog side is at. I think they've got to find another length. Eels are one of those teams that obviously have got strike. They can score points. They should be a top 8 side. And they've got to be winning games like this. I think that they'll need a really good start. I think Brad Arthur could be a coach that could have some serious pressure if they don't perform this year, and I think he'll want his side to be really firing.
Yep, I agree. Darcy, what do you bet, mate?
Likewise, I think I need to see the Bulldogs first before I start backing them this year. There was a lot of hype around them at the start of last year, and they just didn't perform. This year they've got a lot of new signings, so I'm interested to see how they go. But I think, you look at that Eels team. There's a lot of strike there. I think Bryce Cartwright was outstanding in the trials. Sean Lane's back.
Sean Lane's he's a massive inclusion. I'm a really big fan of Sean.
He's about 9 foot tall, so he's quite hard to.
Do you rate the hooker?
Mate, Joey, he hasn't spoke to me since for probably 3 years. We lived together in the UK. He hasn't spoken to me since he moved out. So,
so no inside mail from Barrett.
If you're watching, Joe, good luck, mate.
Fucking hell. All right. Well, I guess your brothers won't be fans of the podcast after this one, mate. Fucking hell. Haven't had too many raps. Yeah, look, I agree. I think the Eels win this one. I think I'm a little bit worried about Taff. Just watching him in the trials the other week, struggled under the high ball. I think that Moses is going to target him with high kicks. I think that he could fold under the pressure a little bit here. Eels getting a lot of momentum with their forward pack. I think they definitely get the job done in this one over the Dogs. Gold Coast and Dragons. Wins at this venue. Surprisingly, even though it is the Titans' home, they only have a 38% win rate there. The Dragons actually have a 47% win rate at the Titans' home. So it sort of throws a bit of a spanner into the works here, doesn't it, guys?
You want to
Yeah,
start
I
with this
think.
one?
Look, I thought the positive signs there from the Dragons last game in that trial.
Beating a high quality Tigers team.
Yeah, well, you can only beat what's in front of you, can't
Correct.
you? But, I think Titans, the Kieran Foran back. That's a big in for them. They got Tino there. They still have Fafita out though, but
Campbell out as well.
yeah. Well, geez, okay. It's a sort of a flip of the coin for me, I think. But look, I'm going to go the Titans only because they're at home.
Yeah.
Why
Foran back.
is Sam Verrills not starting hooker?
I don't know. I think Randall impressed more during the preseason though, and Randall can move into lock forward. He sort of takes the hard yards out of the first 20 minutes of a game, and then
Verrills
Rells
on with a bit
comes
more
on.
pace.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's how their rotation's going to work. What does confuse me though about the rotation is that Aaron Clark's there as well. Where does he come into the game? I doubt he's coming in the front row. Does he come in at lock potentially? It's going to be an interesting one to work out. The fact that Tino's not at 13 and Keenan is also confuses me a bit. Keenan more of a front rower.
Yeah.
There's a few questions around the Titans, plus they have some big outs. I think this is the week to go for the Smokey, and especially for round one, where both teams will probably start a little bit slow. We could maybe see Dragons start the year off quite well as the underdog. I don't mind it, the Dragons. I'm probably going to take them to win this one.
Yeah, I think maybe I'd be backing Dragons at the line. It's with absolutely no confidence. I think I said it early. I think the coach is going to be one of the biggest signings for them. It was highly scary watching them against South, but I don't think they took that game as serious as they probably did the following week. I think they're coming off some momentum of slapping the Tigers in a little bit of a trial, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them upset here either.
Yeah, I agree. Is it you're going to go with the Titans or the Dragons? Going for the Titans?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. And then the last game this weekend is the Dolphins and the Cowboys. The Cowboys are the favourites. It is Dolphins' home. It's at Suncorp.
Yep.
It is a 50% win rate for the Dolphins at Suncorp. For the Cowboys, it's 41%. Cowboys still the favourites, though. A bit of a tough one to pick at the end of the week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to get excited about this game.
Mate, it's going to be a real boring Sunday, I reckon, these two games. Like we talked about what Vegas was, how exciting it was, and you talked about all the high-quality football. I think we could really finish on a dampener with these two.
But I think I'm interested to see how the Cowboys go. I thought they were so disappointing last year.
Yeah.
Whereas with the year before, they were good. So,
Yep.
they need their big names to stand up. I think Jason Tamalolo really needs to start the year.
Yep.
The year good. He's such a quality player, but
In saying that, so you talked about the 10-year contracts and that.
Yep.
Is he one that they've got the full value? Like, is he someone they probably shouldn't have signed for 10 years?
Look, I think it's risky signing a middle forward for that long.
Yeah.
Because the wear and tear. It's a hard position every week. I think he just looked tired last year. I think he. How long has he been signed for? 6 years. I think they've got 6 years of quality out of him.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see. He's still got another 4 years or something. So
Yep.
Definitely.
it'd be interesting to see. But
Mate, a lot of people and smart judges out there on different podcasts and stuff that I've seen and listened to are all seem to be spruiking the Dolphins.
I
don't
like the
see it.
Dolphins. I really do.
The fact that you're tipping them has just got me so much more excited to say that they will be a bottom 4 team.
Do what you want, you'll be in budgies. I'm telling you, the Cowboys, I think they'll start off quite slow. I think they can definitely come into the back of the year and do some good things. I do like the Dolphins in this game, though, and particularly with Cody at 6. I think that the Dolphins last year, I think one of the issues with me, at least, was I think Katoa is more of a 7. He adds a lot of structure. He doesn't add too much spark, not as much spark as what we thought he did. He put on a few kilos last year, looked a lot bigger in that number 6 role. I think that Katoa was more of a halfback. I think that Sullivan was a halfback. They were sort of fighting with each other for who was running the team. I think with Cody, you're just going to get someone that's really quick off the mark, great footwork, who can, add a little bit of spark to this team. And then Sean O'Sullivan can be that sole guy running the side. Plus, they've got Hot Boy Herbie in there at centre, who I think is a fucking weapon and has come into the year so strong.
Do you have a poster of him in your room?
I probably do, shirtless with Tony Staggs and Reece Walsh next to him as well.
I'm highly concerned.
I'm very concerned.
I reckon he's like going to tip bad just to get the buggy.
Oh, well, listen, I hope not. I'll tell you that.
You know what?
I hope
You've convinced me from that.
Mm-hmm.
So put me now for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dolphins as well.
Yeah. Look, you've got the hammer, Freak, Asako, very solid. Tessie New, very good. Herbie, I think, obviously massive. The halves scare the fuck out of me. I really don't know if either of the Sean Sullivan or Nicarima are genuine NRL full season halves. I'm leaning with the Cowboys. I'm going to stick with the Cowboys. I think they just and the forwards. They're still missing some key players. A few of their forwards are getting a bit older. I'm going with the Cowboys, and I'm tipping Dolphins to death. Some of these people saying they're going to make the 8 fucking millions. There's no way that Dolphins team is playing.
I don't think they make the 8 by the end of the year, but I think they start the year strong, as they did last year.
They started very strong last year.
I think last year as well, though, no one expected them to do anything. Like a lot of their team last year on paper, everyone was just like, that's Tom watching Ball in the corner. Thanks, mate. No, but I think me and a big Lukey wanted to bag them at the start of the year, and I think they overperformed. And I think a lot of teams probably underestimated them. I think every week now teams are going to go, this isn't a knockover side.
Yeah.
I'm against them.
All right. Well, thanks for hopping on again this week. You won't have to stare at my ugly mug too much longer as well. Renee should be back next week, so looking forward to that. Thanks again for hopping on, boys. Mace, obviously, hopping on as a guest host this week, and Das, we'll see you next week as well for the free show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on screen or visit the website.